You know, Cheryl, sometimes experience can be one of the best teachers. But when you're looking for legal advice, legal experience and training sometimes is not enough. Inside Metro Phoenix reporter Bruce Kirk has more in this report.
Phoenix is a town of businesses, and attorney Donald Hudspeth has been a business owner. And he feels, frankly, his business experience is a valuable asset in his law practice.
Many times the client who calls me is not necessarily looking to win a lawsuit or make case law at the Court of Appeals. They're looking for a way to solve what to the client is a business problem. My business experience allows me to put on the business hat and think right along with my client. If I were in my client's shoes, how would I handle this? What's the most cost-effective solution? There's a real tendency in many fields, and law is one of them, to climb every tree. But many times my client doesn't want to climb every tree, particularly if he's paying me by the hour to do so. Business experience allows me to ask the question, what's really going on here, answer that question for my client as best I can, and go right to the heart of the forest, right to the heart of the matter, and see if we can resolve the problem right there. And many, many times we can.
Specifically, Don, what kind of work do you do for your clients?
Specifically, I do 4 kinds of work. The first has to do with their form of business organization. I have clients who may want to form a corporation or a limited liability company. I do that for them. Some of them are not necessarily new in business. Some may already be in business, but they come to the point where they want this work done, and I will do it for them. The second thing that I do is formalize their relationships. For example, employment agreements with employees, distributorship agreements with independent contractors or distributors, and the sales contracts they may use with their customers. We put all of that in writing so that they have the contracts in place to formalize those relationships. The third thing that I do, and perhaps that I do best, is business counseling. Many clients call me for business advice, even though they use other attorneys or law firms for other things, but they use me for business counseling. This is not only small clients, but some of these clients are quite large. But they just say, Don, I'm thinking about doing so-and-so. I want to kick this around with you, and we do. And then they go on and do whatever they decide to do. The fourth thing that I do is non-complex litigation. By non-complex litigation, I mean basically there was a contract, my client and some other party signed it, somebody didn't live up to it or says they didn't live up to it, and there's a lawsuit. And I defend or prosecute on those cases.
Donald Hudspeth's experience is complemented by that of his support staff.
I'm very proud of my support staff for 2 reasons. One, they're nice people. I go out of my way to find people that work well with me and work well with my clients. Secondly, they're all degreed paralegals. The most cost-effective way to represent clients today, in my opinion, is to have an attorney supervising a staff of degreed legal assistants.
Jackie, as part of the support staff, what are your duties here?
I'm Don's legal assistant, and I act as a liaison between Don and the clients. Sometimes I almost translate between Don and the client who speaks everyday English, and then I've taken and translated back into legalese for him. So I'm kind of in the middle there. My duties, specifically, I work intensely with the facts of the case. Don works mostly with the law. He's a legal machine. He can really pound out the things that we need to get done. But the other part of it, the client contact, takes sometimes more time. And then I'm much better with that than he is.
Presently, what kinds of cases are you working on?
I'm working on a case that's very interesting. 2 individuals are suing our client for wages. We hope to have this case dismissed. And when we do, we plan to counterclaim and sue them for stealing our client's files, taking them down the street, and actually answering the phone using our client's name while working for the new employer.
Jana, what kind of cases are you working on?
Currently, I'm working on corporation documents for some of our clients, and this includes private corporations as well as limited liability companies.
Lupe, what kinds of cases do you handle?
I handle the cases for clients who are doing business in Mexico. We do the technical and legal translations to Spanish, and in some cases also handle the distribution in Mexico.
Technological changes and changing laws on legal procedure have leveled the playing field when it comes to law. What used to be only accessible through a law library is now accessible via the computer.
There was a time when being a small firm was a real disadvantage. The opposite of that is true today. Let me explain why. The first reason why is technology. It used to be that larger firms had a tremendous advantage because they had huge law libraries. I have all the law under L on this computer. I have every case in the last 150 years, medical, networks, you name it. So I have a tremendous access to the law that is quicker and cheaper than the huge law library. The second thing that has impacted and leveled the playing field between firms is rules changes. It used to be that mid-level associates in law firms would spend all day grinding out requests for production of documents and interrogatories, which were shipped off to the other side, who then had their mid-level associate doing the same thing, answers back, questions back. Now, under the rules in Arizona, 40 days after the answer, each side has to shove everything it knows about the case over to the other side. That has been a tremendous advantage for the smaller firm, because we don't need all of that staff and we're not burdened by all those discovery requests. One last point, I think. Clients like dealing with the boss. I do the work or closely supervise all of the work that's done in this office. It's not done by a guy 3 floors down that you've never met, may never meet. My clients like that. It keeps me directly accountable, and I'm directly aware of everything that's going on.
Many people know Donald Hudspeth from his radio program and the book he wrote about choosing a lawyer. At the law offices of Donald W. Hudspeth, it doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg to get effective legal representation.
Many clients hire me to solve and resolve the problems, to get rid of it if possible. And I work with that frame of mind. What's the easiest, fastest, cheapest way to resolve this legal problem? And that is very cost effective for my client, because I'm not looking to see how much I can make from a case, but can I get rid of this case and create a customer for life? And many of my clients use me again and again and again for this very reason. I'm not litigation happy, I'm looking to solve a problem.
The law offices of Donald Hudspeth can keep small legal questions from becoming big legal problems. Whether it involves contract, structure, or litigation, you'll get effective legal representation with the law offices of Donald W. Hudspeth.
If you'd like to get in touch with attorney Donald W. Hudspeth, here is the number you can call. It's 602-265-7997.